Drumming can be a very healing tool. It can help you to heal a variety of health as well as mental issues. Drumming can also alleviate your stress by releasing the feel-good hormones in your body, endorphins, and also some other healing hormones. It works also with your alpha waves, thus helping you to better your moods and to also relieve your pain. Drumming gives you a good night's rest, helping you with your brain function. It also enhances your creativity and your cognitive ability. The djembe is considered a healing drum. The djembe has been used over centuries for ceremonies, to celebrate marriages, to celebrate births. It also heralds the moon cycles and various seasons. It is also used at funerals. The djembe has been used by tribes to heal their patients with its calming rhythm. Let us now go and meet Varun Venkit, the man who has used the djembe to heal, to perform, to amuse, to help you find the rhythm within. The crazy Indian, a name given to him by his master, Mamadi Keita. Have I pronounced it correctly?
Absolutely.
All right. What is he crazy about? He's crazy about drumming the djembe to bring the rhythm within. Varun Venkat, the performer, a percussionist, a healer, a corporate trainer, teacher, researcher, and an entrepreneur. Varun Venkat for you.
Thank you for that lovely introduction.
Oh, well, you're worth it, my dear. All right, Varun, tell us a little bit about your drumming experience.
Right. So I've been drumming for as long as I can remember.
Uh-huh.
So I started off when I was very young, and I remember vividly that it was my father who taught me my first ever drum kit rhythm. It's a rhythm called the bossa nova,
Uh-huh.
and it's an absolutely beautiful Latin American rhythm. Very nice to dance to, and thereafter there was no looking back because I loved and I still continue to enjoy rhythm and percussion in all things. So I would play pretty much anything, a pot, a pan, a box, anything I could get my hands on.
Uh-huh.
And thankfully, my parents were kind enough to support this a hobby, and they got me my instruments so that I could continue learning. And throughout my early days in school, college, what was common through my studies was drumming. I was introduced to drum kit classes, and I don't remember much, but I know that yes, drumming was always with me. Pune is a small music scene, so I would play a lot with. Started playing with many bands, um, and I played with Shankara, which then became Agni. So played with Agni for a while. Then
Brilliant.
enjoyed sharing stage with some greats like Raghu Dikshit, with Indian Ocean, with many bands, and and amazing percussionists like Tawfiq Bhai, Sivamani, um, through all these festivals, Damru and things like that. So a lot of
Uh-huh.
percussion festivals and performance or playing or sharing my love for drumming with people has been the most natural, amazing, free flowing thing in my life. And of course, there's a lot more to what I do, but I think performing music with a message or an intent is so beautiful because then the music is more than just it's perceived more than just its aesthetic value.
Mm-hmm.
There's a story. So in the current band, which is Tal Inc. and Friends,
Your company.
my Tal Inc. and Friends is my band. There's
Forgive me for that. So,
Tal Inc. is my company, but Tal Inc. and Friends is the band, which is my main musical project currently. Is a band that features all of my musical heroes. And in this band, we play West African folk music,
uh-huh.
but performed through a Western jazz, funk, world music lens, right? And that's what makes the music so global, so relevant in today's world. Because I think for me, my background is quite varied. I'm a South Indian, born in Kolkata, grew up in Ahmedabad and Pune, and so there's a full-on mix. And this mixed sort of crazy Indian has been learning djembe for a long time, and somehow learning a West African percussion instrument helped me find my own identity, my own purpose. And so I'm using those songs to communicate an idea that is non-African. So there's an African element, there's a non-African element, and it's all put together very beautifully as a fusion.
So this non-African, not non, but the African element. So you're speaking about djembe, the instrument,
Yes,
right?
absolutely.
So could you throw some light on this particular aspect of the
Yeah.
djembe?
Absolutely. The djembe is a West African percussion instrument. So, what the tabla is to Indian percussion, the djembe is to West African percussion. It's the flag bearer of Mandeng percussion. And I got introduced to this drum um, by one of my drum kit teachers. He was from Australia. He is from Australia. His name is Joshua Banks. And he realized that I love percussion while he was teaching me drum kit, and I have a percussive approach towards
Okay.
just playing. And so he said, "Hey, why don't you check this DVD out?" It was a DVD of Mamadi Keita, and there's something about it. When I saw these rhythms, I saw Mamadi, I experienced his persona through a DVD at the time. I felt that I must somehow meet this man. So I mean, I Googled, I searched, I sent many emails, and to find out whether I could meet him. And lo and behold, he was going to teach in 2010 in Singapore.
Okay.
And that's when I first set out to meet him to learn the djembe. Although I went with this attitude saying, I'm a percussionist, I'm very cool, I know the drum. I went there and I mean, he saw right through it, of course, and he has this amazing way to, see right through you. And I mean, see into your soul kind of a thing. And so therein began this amazing
Journey of yours.
journey and what I call a guru shishya kind of relationship. Although usually gurus and shishyas are together in the same place, here I'd like to think of it as we were far apart physically, geographically, but yes.
Sorry to intrude, but if I remember correctly, you've traveled the world only to be with him.
Right,
You've
exactly.
gone to different places.
Like Mary's lamb, I followed him into different every year in different countries. So
Yes.
it was quite crazy. Doesn't make too much sense, and which is why he started calling me the crazy Indian. In his very African way of speaking French, he'd say, "Oh, le fou indien." And then I said, okay, cool. I can live with that. That's a nice name. Also because he took about 3 years to remember my name.
Varun Venkit.
Thanks.
But I like the crazy Indian band.
I like it too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I met him then, and he has a way to initiate, many students, and he's a legend, right? So may his soul rest in peace. He's a grandmaster of the djembe, and he is used to many people like falling at his feet and saying, "Oh, be my master, be my teacher." So he knows not to get swayed by that, and he tests you. He tests everyone, and few people pass the test. And
You stood out.
I'd like to say that I passed the test. I mean, I managed to and literally and metaphorically, because there's actually a test. You give a bunch of tests to become a certified teacher and then a senior certified teacher. So I gave those tests in 2014 in Tulum, Mexico, and 2017 in Monterrey, Mexico. So that was quite something. I realized nobody else had done that. And I was like, wow, okay. Because many people had heard of him, but not really committed to it. So I'm very happy to have done that. Because here's the thing, that music has changed my life. It's taught me so much about, of course, mandeng, percussion, the intricate sort of micro timing of the Wassalon region. When I say micro timing, the way they very smoothly move from a 16th note feel to an 8th note triplet feel for all those musical geeks out there.
Yeah. So there's a lot of technique and structure to
There's
it.
also that, yes, but also there's a very strong rootedness to it too, because the djembe is a beautiful, it's an earthy instrument. It connects you to this earth. Every rhythm has a story, and when you learn a new rhythm, you learn that story. You learn the ethnic. You learn about the ethnic group that the rhythm belongs to, and
It's culture.
yes,
Entire culture.
exactly. So the entertainment is about third or fourth on the reason of why you play djembe. Huh? Today it's okay, it may be different, but originally, okay, if there's a harvest, you'll play a particular rhythm. Back in the day, for certain initiation ceremonies, you play certain rhythms. Uh, there are rhythms for, well, deities. I mean, they pray to elements, but then you'd play to some very sacred masks like Sorsorne, Kakilambe, or Solivulan, or Zauli. Like these rhythms are very special rhythms, and if you don't know that, you may find it entertaining, of course, but knowing the story helps enrich your experience that much more.
Absolutely.
And so, learning about Sorsorne, this mask that grows to 10 feet tall. How does this grow? Because the person who's an initiated medicine man wears these six feet stilts and performs these amazing acrobatic feats to actually grow. And it's quite larger than life, huh? I mean, very earthy, but yet beautiful and magical. So these experiences really help you understand the rhythm better, and so how it's influenced me in many ways. One is, of course, the music that I'm making with the band, Talpink and Friends. It's, of course, it's I mean, it's not done before the way we're doing it, but the fusion happens very naturally, very organically. The story, for example, there's a rhythm called Bele Bele, which means big personality in Malinke.
Okay.
So I love this song, and I figured that
So maybe you can rap or sing it. I don't know. Rap it. I have no. There's a story to it. Okay, all right.
that is, a Bele Bele means big personality. So you sing this song to pay tribute to those big personalities in your life who are probably present here physically or not. So I thought of my father, who passed away in 2017, and I wrote some words in English for him,
Okay.
and those words were translated to Assamese and sung by the amazing, amazing Kalpani Patawari, who is also known as the Bhojpuri Queen. She sings so beautifully, has a powerful, amazing voice. This fusion, I have the pleasure of co-composing this song with Sanjay Devecha, who's an absolute genius with the guitar. So we've taken this song, which of course is made popular by Mamadi, and we've given it a new life. And it's a dedication to my dad. And of course, it could be a dedication to anyone we love and respect and are inspired by. So,
Maybe we can hear a bit of that.
yes, absolutely. So, the song, I mean, Bele Bele means big personality. And yeah, I'll sing it for you. So, here we go. It is. Bele bele na kante do na fadilo jindala idisa bele bele. So there's a call and then there's a response.
Okay,
Second time,
all right.
the second time, imagine a chorus singing.
Yeah, okay.
Bele bele na kante do na fadilo jindala idisa bele bele na kante do na fadilo jindala idisa mama di na kante do na fadilo jindala idisa bele bele na kante do na fadilo jindala idisa. So you take the name of the person that you're
That you want
to.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
say Mamadi, you can say, add whatever.
Yeah, you took Mamadi's name also right now. So tell me something about this djembe.
Right.
Yeah, there's a lot of significance to the djembe, because I remember you saying at one point in time that you would want to have the djembe in every home.
Right. So the djembe, right, like I said, it inspired different things. So one was the band. Okay, cool. Then it inspired this whole thing of starting a school of rhythm where people could learn more about this instrument, because there tends to be this oversimplification of djembe. And like, oh, it's a easy instrument, it's a fun hippie instrument we can play on the beach without knowing anything. I mean, that's true. You could, if have a basic sense of rhythm, you could play this instrument. In that, I believe that the djembe is a very forgiving instrument. It'll make sound and feel better. It'll make you
It's just the rhythm within.
right.
Yeah.
Having said that, the djembe has a very deep, rich tradition, history, and culture. I'll make a simple comparison. What if we saw someone play the tabla with a pair of sticks? How would you feel? You'd be like,
I would not be able to connect.
yeah, you'd maybe like you'd feel a little, it's not
Yeah,
right.
absolutely.
So similarly, Mamadi would, when he sees some of the stuff going on with djembe, he'll be like, that's not djembe. Varun, you need to teach djembe. So I'm like, yes, I need to teach djembe. And So I started teaching djembe traditionally, and thanks to Mamadi's blessing, I represent the Tam Tam Mandang Djembe Academy in India,
really?
TTMDA. This is a worldwide academy where people who want to take this kind of certification seriously can, and they can learn from a professional standpoint, from a hobby standpoint, from a teaching academic standpoint, as they wish. So that's something that really helped. The content, and Mamadi, even though he's not here, he thought for years ahead, and he prepared for this time, really helping each and every one of us with enough content to be able to uh, share or spread djembe even after he's gone. So that's the second thing the djembe, inspired this academic pursuit. And like you said, the djembe in every house.
Yes.
So um, the djembe is so connected to earth. It brings out something very beautiful, like
Peace, because I remember you saying peace.
yeah,
It represents peace.
it represents peace. It represents joy. It represents nature. Uh, so really, if the Mamadi would always say the djembe doesn't care whether the hand that plays it is male, female, rich, poor, young, old. All it cares for it is just that it's played with joy. That's it.
And together in a
Oh,
family.
oh, yes, playing djembe alone was almost, it would never happen. Because imagine this, you would never celebrate a good harvest alone, would you? You'd need something. So you'd need djembe, you'd need dununs, the three cylindrical bass drums that support the djembe. Then you need more djembe accompaniment so that you can play a djembe solo. Who are you playing solo for? For the dancer or dancers. And then there'll be the song element. Then so this goes on and on. It's not 3 minute, 5 minute song.
Not at all.
A celebration goes on for 6-7 hours.
Absolutely. But we would like you to play a little bit over here.
Yep, for sure, of course.
Maybe a minute, yeah? But
Even a minute. But yeah, since you were speaking of the harvest,
yes.
I'll play. My gosh, it's just one bit of the whole rhythm because I'll be playing the djembe accompaniment of a harvest rhythm called kasa.
Okay.
Kasa literally means granary in Malinke, where the grains would be stored. So okay, Kasa. It's a very sweet song as well that we've released with our Incan friends.
So maybe you can sing along with it.
I will try.
I'm sure that the viewers are going to love that.
Or I'll sing and then I'll play and then I'll try this.
Okay.
So yeah, and the song sings of, like, it blesses different small villages around Mamadi's village with prosperity, because a good harvest equals prosperity.
Prosperity,
So
absolutely.
the song is Kelaminoli kankankaluna baramanala kasale ololai kasale o bamba elena kelaminoli benso kaluna baramanala ko kasale o lolai kasale o bamba elena
Oh my God. I wanted to dance to that. If we were not here on camera, I would be dancing to that, honestly.
Right. The djembe totally does that. It brings out your...
So would you say that it is also a healing instrument?
So, okay, now here's where I think we will segue into, the healer, a facilitator, trainer sort of cap that I wear. So I'm a psychologist, a clinical psychologist, and I work with groups using rhythm or various art-based interventions to bring out positive change. Now, here's where, that's the thing. See, the performance aspect in this particular area takes a little bit of a back seat.
Okay.
The moment you're working with people and you're working on a behavioral goal, it doesn't matter how correct you're playing or how well you're playing, because what's important when you're working with a group is that they feel a sense of release, catharsis, acceptance, belongingness. They feel a sense of flow, and to facilitate that, here's where I think we need to rewind a little bit to my college days when I started doing research on how drumming can help with stress reduction.
Yes.
It can help with leadership, communication. And these objectives obviously change depending on what kind of group I work with. So to answer your question, yes, the drumming can be extremely healing. It can be an anchor. It can be grounding. It can be great for therapy, and I use this word mindfully in an era where therapy
is required.
And is but also used very loosely.
Loosely, okay,
Right?
yes, yes.
So, meaning to say that for it to be known as therapy, you'll need to work with that same group over a period of time and having certain pre-decided behavioral goals.
Absolutely.
And then there, the djembe and here's where I'll say it, any percussion instrument can work. So in that, we're now talking about the therapeutic benefits or the therapy benefits of rhythm. And there, the djembe happens to be a beautiful instrument and an easily accessible instrument to use. So I could substitute that with a conga, with a bongo, with an inverted bucket if I have to, and I have done so as well.
Okay.
So that's where you can really get creative with the use of rhythm in a therapeutic setting.
To
Because
heal somebody.
to heal yourself, the group, to work on certain objectives. So when it comes to a corporate group, I'll be working on uh, uh, I'll be working on objectives such as working in a group, team building, group cohesiveness, listening skill, leadership skill, communication, stress reduction. When I'm working with, well, certain special needs groups, then the objectives will change depending
But
on.
these are very structured to a
Eh,
specific person or to a specific requirement.
Exactly. So the
Okay.
first step here would be to understand the group, understand the needs of the group, propose a plan very relevant to that group, work on this group over a period of time, minimum 6 months to a year,
Absolutely.
and then assess the progress. And that's when you're using rhythm to heal.
So when you say over a period of 6 months, would it be what? Monthly, once a month?
Weekly.
Weekly, once a week. Yeah, you would need that much time.
Ideally weekly, but of course, I mean, every group has their own specific requirements. So,
Yes.
I guess limitations of access. So, I'd say ideally weekly, minimum once a month.
Once.
Maybe if,
Companies don't have that kind of bandwidth, so it is once a month at times.
yeah. So if it's once a month, then give it a year's time, and don't give it do it once a month after your employees' work hours.
Yeah.
Because your employees want to go home once they're done.
Absolutely.
To give me some time within their work hours.
I completely empathize with this.
Yeah. So, and well, COVID brought out the importance of mental health and for all of us on an individual level, but also on an industrial, on a company level, macro level. Team leaders and company owners understood the need to protect that which matters most, our workforce and the mental health, and to reduce attrition, to reduce burnout, because that's important.
Very.
You can throw money at your problems only that much, after which you need to truly be invested in the mental health and well-being of your company and your employees. So that's where we come in. Yeah.
Brilliant. So you said your company. So now I know that you have your own company,
Right.
Tal Ing.
Yeah.
Right.
I've been running this company since 2006. In fact, we started work in 2005, and there's a poster back there where
All right.
you'll see the first ever use of Tal Ink was in 2006. It was a band. But yeah, so running a company is something I never thought I would do through this entire journey, but I very gladly, I mean, I don't regret a thing. I would accept everything that came my way, learn from each thing. Of course, I've made a lot of mistakes because trial and error has been my biggest and go-to method for everything. But
Doesn't everyone learn through a trial and error method?
for sure, for sure, I wouldn't have any.
You have scaled the heights.
I mean, well, thank you. You're very kind for saying that. But right now, it's such an interesting thing to see that to see the difference. When we started back in 2006, there were probably 2 other companies in the country doing this. Now there's so much. There are so many facilitators and so many companies out there, and I'm happy because we did a we do an annual train the trainer program.
Very nice.
We certify drum circle facilitators, meaning that we help people who want to work with groups using rhythm to do so. So we train drum circle facilitators. So in a world where people watch a video and say, "Ah, ye mujhe aata hai, I can do it."
So I read somewhere that you really need to be certified.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You do.
Which you are.
Having said that, there's no board that's checking for anything. So there's no quality control.
Okay.
So which is why, I mean, there needs to be an increase in awareness across the board from consumers to service providers saying that, you know, if you think about it from a very myopic short-term perspective, you'll get away with one or two events. But then if you want to go far, go together. So therefore learn and ensure a long, sustainable, successful career, then studying is a small investment. And this gentleman dressed in a suit with an earpiece, he came up to me and like, where will you be standing? So Mr. Venkit, where will you be standing? Did an Indo-Japanese percussion
Marvelous.
cultural fusion thing. And it's very lovely. I got the chance to work with some amazing, artists, Sridhar Parthasarathy on Mridangam, Ravi Chari on sitar.